If you test software, then download the QA Toolbox productivity scripts. They'll make your job faster and easier so that you can make more money. I work with a lot of software developers and testers who do a lot of work on the command line, but they manually type stuff out or they copy and paste commands from their notes into the terminal. Whereas I've set it up to do two-letter commands that do a whole bunch of stuff really quickly. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to simplify and demystify it so that you can do some powerful stuff. Make sure you like my channel so you don't miss any content, and subscribe. Go to qatoolbox.org. The download link is here. Follow me on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn so that you don't miss any content. Download the latest version of the productivity scripts right here. I followed the installation instructions, which tell me to copy and paste some configurations into my bash RC. I customized it by customizing the installation directory, where I have my workspaces, where I do my automation work, and a remote host that I access often. I'm at home, so here there's none, but at work, I connect to multiple hosts. Source your bash RC. It's going to load productivity scripts. Now I'm ready. Let's start by clearing the screen. Sometimes you need to copy and paste automation results from your terminal into a bug report or an email. And doing that actually copies all the crud that was in the terminal beforehand. CC will clear the screen and the history. I'm trying to scroll, I can't because I've erased the history. Simplify and demystify. It's just a simple command that runs a clear and prints a special character which erases the history. Other two-letter character commands, VI two-letter commands. I've configured them in a two-letter command script. I'm at home, so I don't have a lot of them configured, but at work, I've got them all configured to run two-letter commands. QQ will change to the productivity scripts directory, the installation. CD scripts will go into all the various folders where I have scripts. Configurations for all of the projects I work on. The README, which has the download, installation, and usage instructions. I create a lot of aliases, so many of them, in fact, that I've created a create alias function. It generates multiple variations, and I'll demo that. So I like short characters, so CA for create alias. And here's a sample usage. CA, a sample command, and then what it does. I will demo this. This is a sample command. For those that like shorthand, reduce keystrokes, this is a sample command. That's why I have a create alias function to create all these different variations. I also have commands. I'm often parsing log files, downloading log files from a continuous delivery system, or copying and pasting output into my clipboard. And so I want to clipboard parse, press tab to show me my options. And here are a bunch of stuff that I parse on a day-to-day basis. I'm at home, I've only got a few, but at work, I've got hundreds. Now, if I happen to have downloaded a file, fparse, press tab, here are my options. And like I said before, cparse, if I want to keep everything verbose without characters, that's it. Okay, let's get interesting. Workspace management. This allows me to multitask and get lots of shit done. I'm going to demo with the Hello World project that I have at home. I've got multiple workspaces, 1 through 5. So I'm setting these up in a bunch of environment variables inside the config folder. I like shortcuts, so HW is my shortcut for everything I do with this project. And I configured all of the software libraries that I use in this project. VI project initialization. I have dozens of projects I work with on a regular basis at work, at home. I've just got a few, and so I'm going to demo the Hello World project. Init Hello World. Init Hello World. This has given me multiple options because I have multiple workspaces. I'm going to choose to work with the third workspace. WW is my shorthand command when I'm working within my workspace. I'm going to choose, let's choose the fourth one. It's presented me with a bunch of convenience methods. I will demo. WW goes to my workspace directory. It shows all of my projects. I've got hundreds of them at work. WW to the Hello World project. CPL's clear present directory list. These are the folders. If I want to navigate to one of the projects within this workspace, WWHW, and then it lists all the packages in order 1, 2, 3. You notice when I did that, it remembered that I'm in the fourth workspace because that's the workspace I chose before. I am going to, I've got a bunch of run commands set up. These ones are, there's only a couple of these, so I've manually generated these. And I've programmatically generated a bunch of other run commands. I often have hundreds of different combinations I want to run with just a few keystrokes. And so this is the building blocks so that I can do that. I'll show you how I programmatically generate these in another video. Run Hello World. All of my commands are in order, so I usually number them 1, 2, 3. I'm going to press the tab button to display all of my options. I'm going to update the game product with the bar parameter. I am going to just, for the next part of the demo, I'm going to copy the name of this command. Okay, let's run it. All it's doing is copying a file from one directory to another. At work, it's running automation, which could take 5, 10, 15, 30 minutes. List my Hello World processes. Well, there are none. It's already done because all it does is copy a file, but typically we'll list all the processes. Now, CD to the Hello World results directory, it's prefixed with CD because it's going outside of my workspace. I store everything in the temp directory under the Hello World project. For the purposes of this demo, I've generated about 1,000 different results. Let's filter these down. LS with a grep. I'm working in the fourth workspace, and that's cut down my results. I happen to know that I ran it on May 20th, so that's cutting down on my results. I also happen to know that this is the shortcut command I ran, and I've cut down my results. I can now DD for change directory into the first result, and here it is, and here's the log file. Okay, I'm going to switch over to a different project, a demo, log parsing. Here's a project, an automation that I ran earlier today. QA toolbox is the results file that was generated. I'm going to demonstrate splitting, parsing, and pretty printing the log file. Okay, I'm going to start. I've got a bunch of temp files. I want to start with those to simplify everything. CPL, clear the screen, present working directory, and list of files. No noise and noise. A lot of times, the log file has a lot of verbose debug message that you don't care about. So I'll filter out the noise to shrink the size of my log file. After I've got the no noise, I like to add spaces because log files are very verbose often. And so I'll add spaces between them to just make it a little bit easier to read. You can skip this step by reconfiguring. It's pretty easy. Next, I like to annotate my log files. I'm often looking for specific strings like order IDs, subscription IDs, certain exceptions and stuff. And I typically know what I'm looking for, but I don't always remember, is it uppercase foo bar? Is it lowercase foo bar? Is it foo space bar? So I've configured them and ran them through a script. So all I got to do is type BBBB, and now I can navigate through the file quickly by just typing the next key to jump around. Okay, I'm going to go back to directory. I'm going to go into the split log file. Here's where I've finalized it. LSG test cases. Each of my test case, all the automation results have a before and after annotation. I use that to cut up the one big file into multiple small files. In addition, I pre-parse the log files. So I look through the results and I put some of the information about the test case in the name of the file. That gives me a little bit of context before I start looking into it. One of my other favorites is one of the parsing scripts that I have will take really verbose, ugly looking Java pojos or JSON or XML that's not formatted, like it's just in one blob on one line. And this will pretty print it. So I'm going to choose, I happen to know that there's, I'm going to search for pretty print files. Let's look at this one here, pretty print JSON 2. So this was pretty ugly inside of the original file. I've pretty printed it so that it's easier to read. I do this for Java pojos, XML results, and JSON. That's it for this video. I've got a lot more to demo. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my content. Tell your friends and colleagues about QAtoolbox.org so